Hello and welcome to another episode of Gravesend Australia Diecast Salvage. This was not the intended video to be out for this week. Unfortunately, we've had a failure on a piece of equipment and I'm waiting for it to arrive. So hopefully it'll be here in the next week or so. But anyway, we'll carry on with something else. Now, in the last video that we did was the all-Australian, all-Aussie build, or builders, and it was the Holden as our subject vehicle. Now, on this particular vehicle, the majority voted not to put the monster motor on it, and so we'll just leave it as it is, and it will join with the other members of the Gravesend Australia Holden Club. So we'll go and park him up the back. He's going to look at his rivals with the Fords. Actually, we might turn him around. It'll look better that way. Anyway, so we're going to go with a backup plan, as they say. Because Sydney is in lockdown and everything is click and collect only, so we can't browse our stores to see if we can get some paints. You know, that would be nice to do, but unfortunately we can't do that. And to get paints, so what they look like on the internet and what you get are two different things. So to stop me waffling on like I am at the moment, we'll go with an unboxing. Well, first up, I'd like to do a shout out to Peter Button from PB's Retro Restorations for sending me these Corgi Capris. We have a Corgi Whiz Wheels, which is, it should be normally red with a white bonnet and has a blue light up the top there. Most of the paint stripped, back windows blown out. It's alright, we can do something with it. And we have four Mark II, I think, Mark II Cortinas. Two are missing bonnets. This bonnet on this one was stuck. We've been able to get it open. And we'll do something with those in a future video. So thanks, Pete. Very much appreciate it. If anybody wishes to donate vehicles to the channel, address to send it to is in the About section of my YouTube channel. We'll go on to the next one. Here we have, from Trax, the Australian XF Ford Falcon. And Ford does live up to its name, in that Ford stands for, jokingly here, fixed or repaired daily, or some people might say found on rubbish dump. But that's Ford. I'm sure the Ford people out there can handle it. As of course, they were the Holden competitors in Australia at one stage. I do have a build in mind for these two, which will come on the channel most likely early next year of 2022. So they'll go to a side for a little while. I think you'll be happy with the build. If you have problems finding some parts for Budgie toys, like this is the Daimler ambulance Budgie toys. Actually, that is not an original. That is this is all reproduction parts from a company called ProMod. That's PROMOD Limited. Their website is ProMod, PROMOD -diecast.com, and that's an original Budgie Daimler ambulance. If I'm holding it the right way, yes I am. And missing the rear doors. And when I went looking for them on the internet itself, couldn't find it. But then I did the next best thing, looked on eBay, and I found this mob here, kit form. All the parts are there, the doors are there, to which I will now make a mould of. It has the tyres. Again, I probably need to make a mould of those, because on this particular one we've only got 2 rubber tyres. So I'll need to make some tyres. I'll need to make them rear doors. So I can do that out of this reproduction. It had a little bit of flashing, so I've done a little bit of work on it. But I didn't have to do any work on the doors, like you normally do on the reproductions that you might get from Steve Flowers at modelsupplies.co.uk or Recover Toy, which are made from white metal. This stuff here, now I'm putting a fair amount of pressure on that, and that's not bending. This is solid. It's not the white metal, which is usually pewter. This is solid. It's as heavy as the original. So I'll put a shout out to promod-diecast.com. If you're looking for some Budgie parts, some Dinky parts, Dinky tyres, Dinky rims, and they have all sorts of other stuff there as well. So go check them out. I will put a link. I'll actually put a link to their website down below. Here we have a couple of spot-on toys. Voxel Cresta. Now these are selling for ridiculous money on eBay. I got these ones quite cheaply. As you can see, there's a fair amount of damage to it. This one has a broken bumper. The screen's blown out, and it's missing the rear bumper. Now I did, even though I do RAS, sort of Steve Flowers, Recover Toy, and the others that do the reproduction parts, I did get discount on postage when I bought those 3 items. But again, so that's 5, 10, that's 15 pound of it's not just noise distracting me from outside. That's 15 pound or 30 Australian dollars worth of just parts, and then you've got another so $30 of postage, which could have gone into an envelope. Another 15 pounds for postage. This colour here, the blue and white, the minimum, so one in good condition with no box, sort of no less than 150 Australian dollars, so that's 75 pound. Or sort of a mint one with box, so you're looking almost £500 or over $1,000. But I don't sell the cars that I do. These are all for me. So I don't mind sometimes spending a little bit of extra money. I paid, I think, about £15 for this one, so that was a bargain for that particular car. And I paid about £18 for this one. This one, it's got a, like the first one, the front bumper there is alright, just needs to be sort of re-chromed. The windscreen's blown out on that one. Also missing the rear bumper. This one of course came up after I'd ordered this stuff, otherwise I would have ordered an extra bumper and another screen. But my thinking is that I can make another front part of the screen, because I only need the windshield part, the rest of the glass is okay. And I can make a mould and make a resin casting of the rear bumper. So that I can do on those two. So let's move on. Now, here we have a couple of Corgi Volkswagens. One is just straightforward and back, the 1200. This brings me back memories from when I was 12 years old. I had that one there, and also I did have the driving school Corgi. Now this one is missing its stickers. It's only got the 1L on the front, and it has something else on the back there which I don't recognise. It may be there. I'll do some checking on that. But the wheels are all there. That's our Corgi VWs, and I like my VWs, as you see in the background, or you've seen some of my other videos, a few unboxings. You would have seen them in there as well. Here is the super fast version of the Matchbox Ford GT. The windows are in good condition. It's the first generation of super fast. It has a great green bottom on it. It's in quite good condition. And I did have a peg hunt, and actually came out with a Hot Wheels version of the Ford GT. And when there's a again, so I'm trying to think what I'm trying to say next. Put yourself in the gear and spit it out, boy. Alright. One of our tavern meetings at the DieCast and Community Group, DieCast and Modelers Community Group, we do a Friday meet up in the Tavern of Transport, and I made mention that I had one of these, and the question was posed: do they fit the early models? Well, unfortunately, no, they don't. The Hot Wheels casting is slightly bigger. I don't know whether it's coming up on camera. It's just that fraction bigger. So unfortunately, the answer is no. So it might be 50p, £1 for one of those. That was £1 or $2 Australian, that the Hot Wheels one. Comparing if you're buying from from the reproduction people, you might be paying £3 or £4, or maybe £5 for the screen plus postage. So you're able to get new like this for £1. What would you go for? So unfortunately, they don't fit. Close, but no bananas, as they say. Here we have the Matchbox king size, I think it is, or the largest scale at any rate, Freihaus hopper truck. She's not too bad condition. The trailers are in reasonable. They do have their stickers on them. It's only missing one tyre. Paintwork is chipped, of course, on the cabin. But this reminds me back to, I'm 61 now, So going back 50 years, no, even longer, because I'm just trying to think. So we're going back to about roughly 1968 when I had one of these, and I had a fractured right wrist and measles at the same time. And my parents gave me one of these. So this vehicle brings me back lots of memories. It's a nice little unit. All the hopper parts do operate on both the front and back. It does have the plastic piece on the front there, and as I said, we're missing one tyre on that trailer. But we'll be able to make a reproduction of those. We can make them ourselves. I have to say I'm a sucker for the larger scales, but also like my trucks, buses. And here we have the Corgi Major Toys Express Service tractor and trailer unit. I have a few of these now. And we also have just the trailer unit missing its rear section there. So I do have a plan with this, and we'll see what comes of it. Again, but this will be something in 2021 when I'll be doing videos on these units. Here we have a brand that I've never heard of before. It's called Lion, L-I-O-N, you know, like the ones that you hear roaring out in the jungle. And this is a comma. Now this one is in quite good nick. The front of it looks like the Smith's carrier van from Corgi, the ice cream truck. Just show you for example there. It's a nice little unit. Nothing opens and closes on it. It's got nice paintwork on it. Whether I keep it in that livery or not, don't know yet. But it's a nice little casting. This is another casting that I've never heard of before, CIHA, made in France, and it is a 1000 Renault. And I reckon this is a cool little casting, this one. This one I quite like. No windows, no interior. White rubber tyres on it. And it still has its rear opening doors on it. So this one is quite cute. I got it from the same seller as you saw from that Lion just a few moments ago. I got it from that same seller, and that was from eBay. So it's a nice little casting. It's a 143 scale. It has a few paint chips on it. Otherwise, she's not too bad. So it may come down to a complete strip and repaint. Excuse me. Or it may be that we'll just do something with the roof. Well, those that grew up were born in the 50s and 60s would know these vehicles from Thunderbirds. Thunderbirds are go. We have Thunderbird 1, 2 and 3. So the only things we're missing, Thunderbird 4 and of course Lady Penelope's car that I know of. This one has the wings that go in and out. I don't think Thunderbird 3 does anything. The Thunderbird 2, of course, has the item that Thunderbird 4 can go into. And I'll just reassemble it. It does go back up. It does have all its feet. Oops, the door didn't close there. I'll try that again. See what happens when you try and do things in front of the camera. Now, I never had a die cast one of these. I had a plastic model kit as a young child of Thunderbird 2, and I quite liked it. So it brings me back some nice memories. We have the Matchbox King size, or Super Kings, larger scales at any rate. Construction hut. It's almost complete. Almost. It's just missing the rear wall, but that's not a big issue. We can make one. But most of the other parts of these, usually you can find these trucks without the cradle or A-frames or whatever you like to call it on the back there, without this plastic part. I've got about 3 or 4 of them like that, but very rarely do you get them with the hut. And to just have one side missing for £1, that's a bargain. The truck itself is in excellent condition. No paint chips. Oh, sorry about that. That's what happens when you're doing something else at the same time. But the truck is in exceptional good condition. No paint chips. No broken windows. Yeah, so that's an excellent buy. Like I said, for £1. I think it was £1. May have been 2. It wasn't all that much. You can't have a garage without some tow trucks. And if you notice, I very rarely do buy one vehicle of a kind. I usually buy multiple units. The reason I buy multiple units is usually for spare parts. And yeah, so, and then of course, when you've got a vehicle that you've used parts for, you've got to resurrect that one as well. So what do? You either buy the parts or be a little bit ingenious. You try and make your own parts. But these are pretty much all intact except for the first one, this one here. The only thing that is wrong with that one is it is missing, oops, it's missing its tow hook. That's the only thing that's missing there. Yes, the decals how's your father on that one, but on this one they're in a very good condition. Paint chips, does have its tow hook, but it is all there. Another regular wheels, missing its VP sticker, but it does have its tow hook. And we have a super fast version of the vehicle. The VP sticker is rather grubby on both sides. If it's not, yeah, it's still there. It might clean up, it may not. It still does have its tow. Does have its tow hook on there. Let's park them all together. And whoops. And I don't know where it's coming up on camera. Now, those that are perfectionists with paints, he might be able to see that there's difference in the green on this truck and this one over here is a super fast. It's a different green. And let's have a look at the yellows. This one here, the yellow, is different to the other three. So if you're doing a restoration on your vehicles, the only colour matching you try and do is to the vehicle that you've got in front of you. Don't go off I don't think it's worth trying to go off the internet, because the photos or so the camera gives you a different perspective. But it's easy to see here when you've got a whole group of vehicles together that even from the factory the paints were slightly different. It all depends on who mixed the paint at the day. Was it at the start of the run or was it at the end of the run? So if you're doing a restoration and you're wanting to do to restore the cars to its original colours, it's never going to be original. You can do a close colour match, but do it to the vehicle that's in front of you. So anyway, that's another rant over and done with. Okay, so we'll move on. Here is the Matchbox number 57 caravan. Been after one of these for a little while, and finally one popped up from one of the sellers that I quite regularly buy from in the UK. She's not in bad condition at all. Has a couple of flea bites. All the stickers are there in quite good condition. I would say to excellent condition on the stickers. The minimal paint chips around the edges, but otherwise in very, very good condition. I like that one quite well. Like I said earlier, I like my VWs. And here's another Corgi Toys tow truck. It still has its stickers on it, but in rather poor condition. It's missing its the tow hook part of it. Manual trailer, the manual turntable. I'll do something with it one day. It is missing the inserts. I'm not going to go out and buy it. My shop truck. If you watched my shop truck video, you would have seen that I used two of these to make this particular one. This blue one here again was one of these ones, and we have a Dinky trailer on the back, and we have I can take my cover off again. It's all self-made. There we go. We've got the trailer there, and we have a self-made canopy. That was this one was done prior to me, sort of starting my YouTube channel on this one, because this was a very, very nice build to do. Anyway, we have it running in the background around getting parts, and we also have our shop truck, and I think I've got still another one or two of these to do something with. You don't often get the boat and trailer together. Again, from the regular buyer, or the regular seller I should say, because I'm the buyer. This came up on one of his little auctions on Facebook. I'm not naming who he is, because otherwise I'll be competing against everybody else, and the prices will go up higher. So it wasn't from eBay, this was from Facebook, and like I say, not often do you get the boat and the trailer together in one. You usually just get get the trailer by itself. But I think again this was only about £1. I'll have to look up my pictures of it when I was doing the little bid on it to find out how much I paid it. But again, it wasn't a great deal for it, so we'll move on again. Here we have a Dinky, I'm fairly sure it's a Dinky Toys Bedford army truck. Has some paint chips on it, no glass, no interior. The axles need some working, but it still rolls. The tyres aren't flat on it, so that's something we can look at sometime in 2022. Sticking with the army theme, we have this Dinky Toys military ambulance, missing its rubber tyres. It does have a driver in there. Now, these are not stickers, these are actually in the moulding itself, the cross, so there's no stickers to buy all round. Unfortunately, it is missing a rear door, and with these doors they have to have a little bit of movement in them. I'll just bring it a little bit closer, because as it sits, it doesn't open, so you have to lift it up a little bit to get it up. As you see there, it needs to move up and down a little bit, up, so that you can swing it in and it'll drop down and then lock into place. We're missing a rear door, but as per usual, I'm fairly sure I can make one. I have confidence in myself that I can make one, because I don't think the reproduction people would have it. Again, I may get in contact with ProMod to see whether they might have something. So, wish me luck. Again, this is one of those models that I just can't have one of. This is the Matchbox Speed Kings. Excuse me. Speed Kings. It does Mercury commuter. It does have the tow hook on the back. It does have the lights. But the stickers, as you can see, are well gone. And so is the horn up the top. But that horn is on so many other Matchbox vehicles. I'm sure I can find one in my stash. I do have about 3 or 4 others of these in yellow and in green. The yellow is I think from part of a set. Green, it has a red plastic I think luggage on the top. But I think the yellow one does have a horn that I can replicate. Again, a lot of umming. That's because I'm thinking at the same time. Otherwise, this one's not in too bad condition. The paint itself, you know, when you got to figure that these vehicles are 40 odd years old, and the paint's held up quite well, depending on who played with them. Anyway, we'll move on. We have the Corgi Chevrolet Corvette Stingray. Now, this is one version that has the blown motor, the stickers, which are in reasonable condition on this vehicle, all round. They're in reasonable condition. The glass itself is in good condition. It is missing 2 rubber tyres on it. I do have, it has a corner piece broken on the bumper here. Otherwise, she's in quite good condition. I do have another yellow one of these in my stash. If you look at my previous unboxing videos, you'll see it in there. And I do have the crimson one of these as well. Yet another VW, this time the 1600 TL fastback, or notchbacks as some people might call it. This is the super fast version. You will notice that I've got quite a few of these. This was just something in the auction lot that said, pick me, pick me. So I picked it and I got it. Here we have another Matchbox Ford Capri. That's the one with the big fat wheels on it. Now, I'm not a big fan of these real wide wheels or fat wheels of these Matchbox cars. On a lot of vehicles, for me, it took the character away. On this one, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. It works on this particular vehicle. Where if I go back to, if I can find the vehicle in question. No, it's not handy. If you go look at the earlier Capri from the Whiz Wheels, the character's been taken out of it by modifying the wheel arches. But again, these are toys. I've just got to remember these are toys, and that's what they came out with at the time. I quite like this one. It has a few chips on it, and we will do something with it in a future video. With the Fords, we have a Matchbox Ford Feline. It's a quite cute little car, and if I remember correctly, in the unboxing from Tony Hughes, there was a similar version to this, a Ford Fairlane, but it had the white beacon up the top, if my memory serves me correctly. So, whoops, there we go, knocking things around again. So this will be something done with it at the same time when I do that one of Tony's. It is decals on this one as opposed to stickers. This one, the decals completely off on that side, nothing on that side. The screen has where my thumb is, it's not showing up on camera, but there we go, is a scratch, and there is one on the back. So we'll see what comes with that when we get round to it. Now, before I put this next vehicle on the turntable, those who have been watching my channel for a little while would know that I promote a fair bit of the diecast and modelers community. We have I'll say we because I'm quite an active member in there. We do challenges every month. A couple of videos ago was the Painted Blue challenge. That was in aid of Alzheimer's and dementia. That was a charity event. That was the charity event for September. We have the October challenge, and this is open to anybody that wishes to join in. The challenge for October is any American vehicle. Right? It can be die cast, it can be plastic. If you're good at scratch building, by all means, show us what you can do. My entry for the October is going to be that. So you get to see what I do with that. But that wasn't a purchase for an unboxing. This is just a mid thing to before I put this next vehicle up. As I said, in October we're doing any American vehicle build. I'll have to check to see what we're doing in November, but in December, this is this is going to be a great one in December. Now, those that like cricket would know that there's an Ashes series, Australia versus England, in the cricket. Well, we're going to do something as well in the diecast and modelers. We're doing an Ashes series with vehicles. Now, it is to turn any British vehicle into a muscle car, and that is my contender. It's a Corgi Toys. I'll hold it around the right way, and it is a Vanguard 3. But it's already in racing colours, so to me it's either a banger or it's a muscle car. So that will be my entry for December. So I'll put it aside, and I'll work on it between now and then. So I'll put it into that pile. Here we have a spot-on Austin 1800. I did the same car back in August. Again, that was a diecast and modelers challenge to build any British vehicle, where I put the Austin 1800 and the Voxel Cresta in it. So we have another one. This time we have a driver and passenger. We have a mother and I think it's son in there. Might be mother and daughter. We'll see what happens when we pull this one apart. As you can see, not nicely play worn. The glass is in fairly good condition. We only have a broken piece on the corner bumper, which was pretty much this one's not as bad as the one that I did in the August build, so go check out that one. I don't know how to put the link up there as yet, so once I work that out, I'll start linking up to previous videos. But this is the Austin 1800. Some people call them land crabs. So okay, yes, we still have some more. Now, I did have a birthday recently, and the people that I share a house with here in Sydney, while I'm in Sydney, don't understand what I do here, but it's the thought that counts. They have seen me buy these vehicles in the past, so that's probably why they got them. It's one of these key cars. Now, I mainly buy these, and this is made by Hot Wheels. It's for the wheels, because they're only, sort of about, these cars are about $2 or £1. It's cheaper to buy these than to buy one or two sets of other stuff from eBay. Again, Michael, try say that less. We have three of these cars. Again, mainly I look at it for the wheels, to do wheel swaps with. Yeah, again, this is a $2 Chinese. Again, the wheels don't look too bad. The rest of it can go wherever. Again, this is what they call the Teamsters. Again, the wheels are okay on it. Have a couple more Hot Wheels. So Hot Wheels will donate quite a few vehicles. A couple of more Teamsters cars. Again, the wheels look okay on them. I'm not so much interested in the casting itself. We go to Hot Wheels again for the wheels. Hot Wheels. That one I may not take the wheels, I may just keep the casting as that is actually a nice casting. And we have the Audi. Again, we got it from Hot Wheels. Got it for the wheels. Oh, excuse me. And again. And these are, I won't show you the second one, well, might as well, because they're both the same cars. Again, I got them for the wheels themselves, for the hubs. They look nice. Don't know about using the engines on those. And I think that is it. Just let me check. Oh, we got one more. And this is a Budgie Toys. Garbage truck or refuse truck if you like. One I acquired earlier, and you'll probably, if you go back to an earlier unboxing video, you'll see it. And I've been able to make one good one out of two. But this one over here, the body itself or the compactor part of it was good, but this part here, there's that but word again, the piece on the back, if we can get it to work, there we go, this part here only had one arm onto it. It was broken. This back section here I cut the other part off because I was thinking of making another part, but then this particular truck came up for auction, so I said okay, we'll buy it. And this is the actual truck that I bought, where that rear pactor came onto. Now this one here is broke. The compactor part is broken off the pins at the back, and of course, like I said, we are now missing two arms on these, so I need to do something with this one. So we now have one original back together and one that we can work on to fix up the pins so the compactor part is back on working. We need to do something with this part, and we need to also make another arm because this has two pieces to it that allows you to lift up. There's the other piece. Get my thumb out the way. There's another handle just in there. I'll see if I can move it. There we go. Just there. It just fell down, just onto the rear wheel arch there. So the idea is that if you move where my thumb is, that moves it up, and move that down, your compactor goes down. And of course there's a plastic cover on the back there. So I hope you like this little unboxing. It wasn't planned for this particular event, but we've had a malfunction on one of my favourite tools, and it is a critical tool for me. I'll move the trucks out the way. On my favourite tool, we've had a malfunction, and while it is still blowing, well, I shouldn't say blowing, while the motor is still going, it is not pumping out any air. And why it has malfunctioned is to my own, I won't say carelessness. It's because it's not carelessness. It is what some of the other products that I use has affected the workings on some of the tubings, where it has melted I'll just go up the front there. It has melted a tube that goes from in there into the bottom of the airbrush itself, and yeah, it's destroyed it. I can't do anything about it. I have ordered another one of these. I find them very, very handy. They're far less expensive than buying a little compressor for £150 or 300 Australian dollars that might hold a litre of air, and you still need to have a water trap on it that can fail, all sorts of other things. Where that was, I think, about £20, $40, and it does to me, I think it does just as good a job as what people on the other channels like Matchbox Garage, Matchbox Garage uses. I don't particularly want to go back to rattle can now that I've used this. Now that I've used this, I very rarely use a rattle can. The rattle can I'll use to paint the primer onto the cars. I'm happy to do that for primer, because I tend to use a very thin primer, or like an etch primer. But for the painting of the cars, I really like that airbrush. Anyway, I've done enough waffling on, and I really hope I haven't bored you to tears. I'd like to thank the subscribers. Thank you for viewing this episode. Please come back to the next one. The next one is, depending on how soon I can get my airbrush. Excuse me, just lost for words here. Depending on when that replacement airbrush comes in, because they're not actually, I have to go overseas with click and collect overseas to get it, so it was might take a couple of weeks to get here. So we'll have to wait and see what comes up next. I'm hoping that the airbrush comes very soon. Alright, again, my apologies for waffling on. Catch us later. Cheers.